Have you checked out Change Cars yet? That's the website where you can find your next car, because they only list cars from franchise dealers, giving you total peace of mind. That's changecars.co.za. The latest Fortuner was launched very, very recently. We were at the launch, and you know the updates that were on it. There was a full video on the channel, but you can see the smaller top grille over here, the gills and wings, as I call them, that they've really added to it, made quite a lot more angular in certain respects and areas. If you look over here, for example, these much narrower headlights over here, of course LED beams, daytime running lights, all those sort of features, that's what you expect, of course, on the Fortuner. Now you can see it's full of dust. We've really done justice to this vehicle in the Kruger Park. These 18-inch wheels, they look good. Again, the dust factor, but who cares? Because when you buy a vehicle that is off-road capable, you want to actually use it occasionally. So few people do. But I can tell you, we've covered something like over 1,500 kilometers so far, getting to the Kruger Park and driving around for 5 days now. Listen to these birds going mad. I mean, this is what nature is all about. It is so fantastic. This is the VX model, of course, which means it's the top spec. So you've got things like, of course, the keyless entry over there, you know, press the button for opening up. You've got the running board. You've also got, I'll just pop open the back door and show you over here, because this is the VX spec. You've got things like the maroon and black contrasting leather trim. It's little things like that you get. 2 USBs in the back, as well as a 220-volt socket over there. These are things that have been added to the spec on the new VX and this updated model. Come round to the back now, of course. And again, you've got this little angle at the back over here. You can see it looks pretty sharp. Just come right round and you'll see it looks pretty sharp when you're behind this vehicle. And you've got the slightly different tail lights over there and the running lights when you have got the indicators on. It's a silly little, now you see we've done dirt roads, can't you? But now what I've got to tell you as well is, with all this dust on the back over here, and there is a lot, and it's sitting on there, you've got the remote opening on the boot, of course. But look here, the dust is all there, and I must tell you, I'm impressed by the fact that there's no dust inside the vehicle. I've got to tell you, I still hate those seats over there. I really do. I would take a spanner and get rid of them the minute I bought this vehicle. But this load area, even with those intruding, is gigantic. Look at that. It is big. We're just traveling 2 up, but self-catering, so we had food, we had all kinds of things, and it just swallowed it all without any issue. And let me tell you, there was still tons of luggage space available, and that's what you really want. The GD6 engine, the 2.8 litre, that diesel that puts out 150 kilowatts and 500 Newton meters of torque through that 6-speed automatic gearbox, rear-wheel drive in 2 high that we haven't even gone out of yet, has been an absolute charm. You cruise on the highway and you potter around the park, and we're showing 9.5 litres per 100 k's overall for the entire trip. What I did do was, when we got to the park, I've stuck it in eco mode and left it there for this whole portion of the trip. We'll of course go back into normal mode for the drive home. You'll see a bit more of that. Just arrived at the Kruger Park, and the first thing I need to do is a shout out to Toyota South Africa for the Fortuner, and to Mike Koshoot from Change Cars, and you know exactly why, Mike. But what I want to say just quickly is, after 500 kilometers on the road this morning, everything I've thought about this new facelifted, upgraded Fortuner makes sense and is backed up 100%. You're going to see a lot more over the next few days while we're in the park. Wait for it. Now this is where you know you're lucky. We are literally 5 minutes into the park, and check that hyena, spotted hyena with a couple of babies right next to the road. Lucky is not the word, and if this is the way we're starting, I predict good stuff for the rest. here comes the lioness. She ran past us a few minutes ago, chasing Impala, and here she strolls. And look at this, right in front of our car, right in front. There she goes. Not chasing anything right now, but you don't get... Okay, so let's be corny for a while and let's have a zebra crossing. Just because it's happened and I'm here. So now we got the original, genuine zebra crossing. This is called a kudu crossing. No more zebra crossings for me. We just do a kudu crossing, and that's a lekker big bull. And it's a lot of bull. In the middle of nowhere, literally inside the Kruger Park. But that's the fun of it. What really has helped is the fact that we're in a Fortuner. So in other words, we're in a ladder frame 4x4 vehicle, well, off-roadish type vehicle, SUV. I haven't switched out of too high as yet because I haven't needed to, but it's a slightly lumpy, bumpy dirt road, shall we call it, and it just makes no difference to this Fortuner whatsoever. And talk about traveling in comfort. It's luxury, it's everything, the aircon pumping all the way. But what more could you ask for than this, and the time we're having in the park and just having fun and enjoying it, quite honestly.
There's an elephant.
And how's that? There's an elephant for you. Just, you see, this is the Kruger Park for you, isn't it? Ellie right there, and he's just having a quick, I think it's lunchtime, quite honestly. He's enjoying a quiet little lunch. That's quite an old guy, and look at those tusks on him. Those are pretty big, long tusks. But the point being, if ever a vehicle was made for this kind of trip, it's got to be the Fortuner. And after our zebra crossing, today we get a zebra blocking. Is that different? And all around it, in the whole vicinity, yes, that's giraffe. There's more zebras. There's an elephant there somewhere. This is a bit of a zoo all of its own. As we're about to leave the park, can you believe, a couple of k's from the gate out back to the outside normal world, shall we call it, and we get a family of lions who've decided to come and say goodbye to us. These are just the last few stragglers of the pack. Look at them here. Had to just get it all organized. But this is amazing, isn't it? And they're just taking their little stroll along the road. Very casual. And here comes the rear guard. Look at this. The last one of the family. Hello. You know, if I didn't know it was a lion, I would want to pet it, lean out the window and just give it a little pat. Well, all good things have to come to an end, and now we're on the highway, on the open road, the N4 highway, cruising along at sort of the 120 mark at the national speed limit. And I got to tell you, I said it so many times in my video from the launch of this facelifted version of the Fortuner. Whatever they did to the tuning of the rear suspension has been nothing short of, to me, a miracle. It is just so much smoother, so much more comfortable, and so much better on the open road like this, or alternatively on dirt roads, as we did quite a lot in the park as well. It really has been an absolute pleasure. This new VX spec gives you the nice big touch screen. Android Auto works brilliantly. You've got that two-tone leather interior we've spoken about a number of times. It's just really up the game quite substantially in this vehicle. The price, well, you know what, it's competitive. 915,000 Rand sounds like an absolute fortune, but it's market competitive in the world we live in these days. I've even managed to drop the fuel consumption down to 9.4 liters per 100 in the meantime. So there you go. Just overall, what a good vehicle to have done this trip. So let me finish by saying, for Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor. See you next time.